You do not need permission to exist or to be happy. You are allowed to believe in yourself. I don't know who told you that you weren't capable, that you weren't worthy, or that you weren't deserving, but it's your birthright. That's why you're here. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, High Guidance, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Being self-centered is seen as something that is negative, and I just want you to know that I disagree. When you're self-centered, that means you are centered of self. Like, being self-centered, thinking highly of yourself, being full of yourself, having confidence is not a negative thing, and it's not a crime. And speaking from experience as someone who has been self-centered and full of themselves their entire life, I've only had challenges and difficulties with people, places, and things who did not resonate with me, and that's fine. Just because you think highly of yourself, just because you believe in yourself, just because you are confident, doesn't mean that you have to be arrogant or conceited. And if you want to be arrogant, you want to be conceited, that's your thing. But as your favorite mental health specialist, I don't project that onto people. Thinking highly of yourself and being confident is a requirement in order for you to be consistent, in order to be successful, in order for you to go after the things that you want and have the things that you are meant to receive. You don't have to ask permission to be yourself when you know who you are. You don't have to ask for validation externally from jobs, people, places, and spaces when you validate yourself. Anything outside of you, anything that's external, is a privilege. When you learn to be confident, when you learn to show up for yourself, when you learn to genuinely love yourself and you center yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, what other people think of you is a projection, and it's not always for you. Being confident has nothing to do with looking down on others or making other people feel less than or comparing yourself. And that's the issue. People are not taught how to believe in themselves. People are not self-centered. Listen to the word self-centered. Self-centered. So your center of self. You can think highly of yourself and take up space without making other people feel bad about who they are. Even if people don't align with you, even if people disagree with you, everybody's not always going to agree with you, and that's fine, even with myself. But from experience, if you don't learn to believe in yourself, if you don't get to know who you are, other people are going to try to control you. Other people are going to try to manipulate you. And let me know from your experiences. Me personally, I haven't had this because I've always known who I am, and I have no problem revealing myself to those who I want to. But people will try to do things. I'm not denying the fact that people haven't been shady or have not been ugly or have gossiped and made rumors, but it's always been one-sided. And that's the thing. When you know who you are, you don't have to confront energies and surround yourself with people, places, and things who don't mean you well. When people are miserable, birds of a feather flock together. Whether it's intentionally because they're just very malicious and they are very miserable and they don't want other people to do well and they don't want other people to take up space because they have a lot of trauma that they've been suppressing, envy and frustration, or it's because they're doing it subconsciously based off of what they've been programmed, based off of what they've known, based off of what they've been exposed to. Now, of course, if you're insecure, if you're envious, this is common, but it's not normal. It's not healthy, and it's not okay. Like, you have to work on your insecurities. You being envious of other women, ladies, is not going to change your situation. It's not going to help you. If someone wants to be with you, they're not going to be worried about the options that they have. You're not irreplaceable. Yes, there are other women in this world. Yes, there are other men in this world, but nobody has the same mind, the beliefs, your aura, your energy. So it's like you cannot be replaced. Same thing with men. Men, being envious of other men for your ego is not going to get you anywhere in life. And men, especially when it comes to women, I've met men and witnessed men who were envious of women. And I knew a couple of them, and I had to let them know I did nothing to you. And you have to realize that people like myself, we're not dimming our light just to make you feel comfortable. Man, you need to work on your childhood traumas, because it's just like you're going to push away the woman that wants to be there for you because you're envious. You may have mom and dad issues. That's fine. Same thing with women. Men and women both together, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, gay, hey, them, she, e, we, f, g, or a tree. I mean, if you're a tree, then, I mean, you could be a man or a woman tree, because, X and Y chromosomes. But it's just like you have to learn how to believe in yourself. So this is what you're going to do in order for you to start believing in yourself. The first thing you have to do is figure out who you are as a person. And the best way you could do this, you can get a notebook, you can get your iPad, you can like physically write this information down, or you could just sit with yourself. Like the next time you have a day off, or the next time you go on vacation, or the next time you have some free time, I want you to sit with yourself and figure out what are things that you're interested in, things that you like. And I also, when you write this down, so I want you to do both. I want you to sit with yourself. I want you to make time for yourself. I want you to use your free time wisely, but I do want you to write it down or just visualize it and have this mental understanding of what you like and what you don't like. So the things that you don't like, you can ask yourself why you dislike these things, and you can either find solutions or you can leave it and accept it for what it is. And then the things that you do like, start focusing on that. That's the first thing you need to do in order for you to learn who you are and what it is that you want to believe in. The second thing you have to do in order for you to believe in yourself is be okay with the things that you wrote down, the things that you accepted. So if you like to paint, if you like to draw, you have to embrace that. Get you a coloring book, go to a sip and paint class, go to, what is it called, pottery class. Like, learn how to draw on YouTube, on social media, find places where you can go to museums. Like if that's something you're interested in, like don't be ashamed or embarrassed just because maybe the people around you are not interested in the things that you want to do. Like you have to realize in order for you to believe in yourself, you have to be true to yourself. So if you like to draw and people are like, oh, that's lame, that's boring, those are not your people. And you have to realize that you believing yourself, you knowing who you are, is not for anybody to shame you. And when you know who you are, you're not going to allow, like I said, outside validation, outside forces, especially when they're not having any substance or any value into your life to disturb your peace. That's why me personally, when I had to be around a lot of people who did not like themselves or who did not know who they were, a lot of times it was based off of circumstances. So like schools, because I didn't get to pick the people I went to school with. I didn't get to pick, I moved a lot of my times early on in my childhood and as an adult. So I didn't get to pick my neighbors. I didn't get to pick, even at jobs, I didn't get to pick the people a lot of the times. Now that I'm older, I'm able to pick the people that are in my life. So when you're in those situations, you know, you create distance. You don't have to prove yourself to them. You don't have to fit in with them. I did not fit in with a lot of the people. I fit in with maybe some, but not a lot of people. And that was fine. I never took, like I said, what other people said about me behind my back personally, because I knew when they see me in person, they didn't know this, but you know when someone feels some type of way towards you. You know when somebody is insecure. You know when somebody's envious if you have discernment and when you believe in yourself. And I've never went out my way to make these people look bad, but I also didn't tolerate certain things. So if I wanted to address certain things, I would. If not, I would just let them, like I said, have this one-sided issue, because that's what it is. When you believe in yourself, only haters are people who don't want you to do well, are going to make you feel some type of way. And I've experienced a lot of hate. And a lot of times people want you to feel that way. A lot of times these people wanted me to feel bad about myself. That's why I'm telling you to think as highly as you want to, figure out what it is that you want to do and go after it. Like, who cares? As you grow older, no grown adult, like I said, regardless of your age or your gender, is going to shame you or make you feel bad because you have certain interests. And nobody's going to be envious of you if they were doing those things for themselves. Like, who cares? If you like to dress up, dress up. If you're the most overdressed person in the room, that's good for you. Make sure you surround yourself with people who take care of themselves. It's not a bad thing to take care of yourself. It's not a bad thing to like yourself. I know in the world, it's a lot of negativity and darkness, but that's not the only reality. That's just what they broadcast so people can have control over you. People can manipulate you. Because if everyone did know who they were, it wouldn't be all this stuff. Now, I'm not the president. I'm not saying everyone has to kumbaya, because people are going to make the choices that they want to. But if you're seeing this video, you have the choice to learn to believe in yourself. Just because maybe you weren't installed that as a child, maybe you didn't have people that poured into you, maybe you didn't have family, friends, and support, doesn't mean that you can't learn to support yourself. And that's the last thing. You have to know that if nobody else believes in you, the least that you could do is believe in yourself genuinely, not faking it, because a lot of people pretend. A lot of people like to say, fake it till you make it. I'm not one of those people. A lot of people tell you to be delusional. A lot of people tell you to fake it till you make it. I'm not telling you to be delusional, and I'm not telling you to fake it till you make it, because it's cap, as the kids like to say. Why would I have to pretend to be somebody I'm not if I could just learn who I am, accept what I like, what I don't like, change what I can, and worry about things, and not worry about things that are not for you or for me. Does that make sense? You don't have to be delusional about the lifestyle that you want. You can learn to be practical. If you haven't watched already, you need to check out the 30 days of being consistent and being successful. We talked about how you're going to start to become consistent and successful and achieve your goals. It's not delusion. It's called reality. You have to be present. You actually have to put in the work. You actually got to take each day for what it is. You have to heal yourself. You have to grieve. Like, that's what being an adult is. That's what it's like to believe in yourself. If you had dreams that you had at a younger age, and once again, maybe people were mean to you, maybe people bullied you, let me know your experiences. Like, don't not be afraid to be vulnerable. This is a safe place. All negative comments I block really quickly. I don't tolerate that. This is a team effort thing, okay? So like, when you are used to just maybe not being sure of yourself, you have to go back to the things that you like. And if you weren't somebody who was able to express yourself, if you weren't someone who was able to be vulnerable, like I said, take some time to yourself and ask yourself, what do you like? So when you see this, let me know 3 things that you like, and let me know 1 thing that you don't like, and what you're going to do about the things that you do like and the things that you don't like, and start working towards it. But in order for you to believe in yourself, you have to take your time. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to accept who you are. You have to accept maybe the good and the bad, whatever you consider to be pretty or ugly, right? You have to realize that you believing in yourself is something for you, and that if people and places and spaces, like I said, don't allow you to do the things that you like about yourself, maybe you need to create distance. It's okay that everybody is not always compatible in every area of their life. This doesn't make them good or bad people. You're only a bad person when you go out your way to disturb people's peace, or try to bring other people down, or try to cause problems in people's lives because you're not happy with yourself. And speaking from experience, a lot of people have done that to me. Like, a lot of people wanted my attention. A lot of people want your attention sometimes, so they'll do little things. And honestly, because I've never been a bully, I was just like, wow, like, you don't really like love yourself. You really don't like yourself, because when you like and love yourself, you're not going to go out your way to make sure other people's day is bad. That's why it's really important to believe in yourself. Like, I don't care if people say that I'm stuck up and I'm full of myself, you guys. That's not an insult. Everyone should not have access to you. You could say whatever you want about me. That's your narrative. That's your mind. And if you're not in my immediate circle, I don't even know you. And you have to realize that people who are negative, they don't know you. People who know you, people who love you, the right people that are going to respect you, are going to get to know you. They're going to understand, she acts like this because of this. He acts like this because of that. Let people say what they want to say. If they're not financing you, if they're not feeding you, they're not pouring into you, like, they have an opinion. And people are allowed to have opinions. Like I said, if you have negative opinions, you could be blocked, because nobody's asking you to agree with me. And you have to realize that when you like certain things, opinions are not for people to agree with you all the time. This is my platform for the people that resonate with it. Now, of course, obviously I can't control what everybody says in the world, but I'm just letting you know, don't focus on things and people who don't allow you to be seen. If I'm not allowed to be seen, if I'm not allowed to be what it is that I want to do, we're not for each other. Like, if someone wants to say, oh, she's extra, or you're this and that, okay, once again, if you think somebody's extra, are you doing enough? And that's where the comparison, that's when the shade and the cattiness comes in. And it's just like, sister girl, brother man, adults don't act like that. That's what little kids do, you know? Because they're immature, and that's what believing in yourself is. It's a level of maturity. It's a level of confidence. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you're commenting down below. Turn on your post notification bell so you're subscribed and you're not missing any videos, okay? Your notifications are on. And if you have questions, comments, and concerns, make sure to follow me on all social media platforms at @time_guidance to stay up to date. I will be going live on TikTok, on Instagram, answering common questions that I get daily about confidence, healing yourself, transmuting negative energy into positive energy, healing, mental health, etc., right? And when you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, on my story, I'll ask on my poll for you guys to vote on specific topics and interests, anything that I've talked about recently today or whenever you see this video, or just in general, as well as the community section here on YouTube. And if you want a one-on-one session to become confident and learn how to believe in yourself and work on these insecurities and stop suppressing how you feel, head to my website at TiGuidanceToSummer.com. But most importantly, do what makes you happy. If people have a problem with you being happy, they're not for you. If people have a problem with you taking up space, they're not for you. And once somebody makes up in their mind that they don't want you to be happy, that they feel some type of way about you, that they want to judge you without knowing you, who cares? Leave it alone. If people don't want to like me, guess what? I'm not asking you to, and you don't have to. If people don't want to like you, they don't have to. Leave it alone. Like, either say you like somebody or you don't. You're either going to learn who you are or you're not. Like I said, grown adults don't go back and forth, okay? See you next time. Bye.